Again. I don't know what happened. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Session House Workshop Wednesday. Sorry for those technical difficulties. So glad to be back. I hope everyone had a great summer. Annette and I are happy to restart our Workshop Wednesdays. These will be happening from now on every Tuesday, every other Wednesday. We're going to do it twice a month going forward. Okay, so tonight we have an exciting workshop. One of our sisters are going to present on the topic of starting your own nonprofit, 501c3. And but before we do that, we wanted to call this meeting also to update everyone with some really exciting news on several fronts. So I'll start with announcing Sestronow's Overnight Sanctuary. It's short, we use the acronym SOS. So to tell you a little bit about that, as you know, our business model is a three-part business model. We have the social media aspect, we have the marketplace, and that's where we market the business products and services of all our members to other sestras and to the world. And we also have the community services leg, which is where we work to help women all over the world, that are in need in all aspects of their life. So in doing that, we've been preparing over the last year to open up an actual home where we will house women and children, women specifically, who are victims of domestic violence. So we actually have a location, we have a home where we'll be able to receive these women and offer them a place to stay and rest their head in an emergency situation, and help them transition to our permanent housing. And we call it SOS. So the launch for Sestronow's Overnight Sanctuary will be officially in April of next year. And for those of us who are experts in the area of helping, that could help in the area of, like, as far as being a social worker or a mental health counselor, or any way that you think that you can help these women that are in need, please message Annette and I and our leadership team at info@sestronow.com. Let us know that you want to be a part of that whole preparation to open, and also after we open, part of the programming that we're putting together for the women to help them in their transition. So SOS. The next thing we wanted to update you on is the marketplace part of the app. We're actually, we've been telling you for years now that we were working on an app, and now it looks like that is really about to happen. In April 2023 is the launch is projected, that we will actually announce to the public the release of Sestronow's own app. The first phase of the app will be our marketplace, which is currently static on our website. Several of you are listed now in our marketplace offering your product or service, but now we're going to actually have a social media marketplace app, something you can put on your phone where you can connect with your sisters all over the world and share your business product or service, or just shop. So that launch is projected again for April 2023. And what we're going to do within the next 90 days or so, we would like any of you sisters who are interested in being a part of the prep of testing the app to sign up to be a part of a focus group. And so if you're interested in helping us out, which we really do need your help and your feedback now before we complete the development of the app, please email us at info@sestronow.com. Reach out to Annette and I in any way that you would normally, any contact that you have for us by phone, email, or message us on Facebook, so that you can let us know whether you want to be a part of SOS or the focus group for the app. And so getting back to the community leg of our business model, we have even more exciting news. Sestronow Foundation is Sestronow's official nonprofit, right? the exciting news we have for you is now that we are now recognized officially by the federal government as a nonprofit 501c3 organization. And so that is the really exciting news, because all of that goes along with that. We're about to tell you tonight. Our sestra, Laurie Samuels, and Tamika Glenn Jones, who's one of our sisters, introduced us to Laurie, and Laurie has been instrumental in helping us get to this point where our status as an official 501c3 is effective as of April of this year. So that being said, without further ado, I'm going to introduce, I'm going to let our sestra tell you more about herself, and I'm going to go turn it over to Laurie Samuels to start with her wonderful presentation and tell us, like, how does she do all of this to help us. So we really appreciate you, Laurie, getting us to this point, and now I'll let you take over.
Oh, thank you so much. So my name is Laurie Samuel, and I am a social worker, and I help many people, individuals, as well as churches and companies to get their 501c3. So my presentation today is obtaining your nonprofit status, your 501c3. So I have my name, I have my email address and my phone number. If anybody is interested in getting their 501c3, you can contact me, and then the consultation is free. So if you want to do that, we can have a conversation about it. So let's go to the next part of this. So the first part of it, you have to have a name of your organization. And so you choose a name of the organization. The name you choose for your nonprofit should reflect the nature and purpose of the corporation. And you're going to check the availability by contacting the Secretary of State of the state that you live in and look up the organization to see if it is not or someone else using it. So if no one else is using it, that will be the time that you will be able to get the name. So the next part is you're going to apply for your EIN number, and that identifies the nonprofit organization and tracks performance. So the IRS form SS-4 is used to apply for the EIN number, and the EIN is employee identification number. So you can apply online or you can mail the form to the IRS. So it's an online application link. You can, like I said, apply online, and as well as complete the SS-4 online, and then you get the results right after you answer, do the form, and they will send it to you in your email address so that you'll have that as confirmation that that is what your EIN number is for your organization that you are starting to prepare for. So the next part is the Articles of Incorporation. So the Articles of Incorporation are used to provide credibility and validity for your organization. You can get that by the Secretary of State of the state that you live in. They stamp the approval letter, must be received by the IRS before your determination letter is granted. So this part here, the notice of incorporation, all incorporation must publish a notice of intent to incorporate in a newspaper, which is official legal origin of the county where the initial registered office of the corporation is to be located. So for this piece here, the notice of incorporation, Georgia is the state that requires you to do this. All the other states don't that I've worked with individuals and churches and corporations, we never had to do this. Only Georgia require that information. And so once you do it, you have to pay $40 for a publication fee. And it needs to be put in a newspaper. And after you file in the articles of incorporation with the Georgia Secretary of State. Okay. It's published in the official legal origin of the registered office. So this is a sample of what you're going to send to the publisher so that they can publish it, and it'll be there for approximately a month or less in terms of your articles of incorporation. And Georgia, like in different counties, you have to, that something that is very important, that you have to send it and it needs to be published.
Okay. Laurie, can I just interrupt you for 1 second? What I want to do is,
Sure.
can we just do a recap? Because it's a lot of text. This is a lot of information, and that's why we
Yes.
need your expertise. Can we just do a recap of the steps from the beginning? Like, let's say, first you do this, and then you can continue. If you don't
Okay.
mind just doing a little recap of the first step, second, third, etc. Because I got lost myself.
Okay, so the first step is getting your name of your corporation.
Okay, name of the corporation. Mhm.
Yes, and so once you figure out what name you want to use, then you are going to go to the Secretary of State of the state that you live in to
Mhm.
look it up, to see if it is available or it's not
Mhm.
available.
Mhm.
I know that.
Third step is going to be that you're going to get your EIN number after
Mhm.
you it acknowledges that the name of your 501c nonprofit is that you will be able to get your EIN number.
Okay.
Because
EIN.
once you, yes, once you get the name and you do everything you need to do in the Secretary of State, then you're going to go to the next stage of getting your EIN number.
Okay.
Okay, and once you complete that, they will ask you if you want to email to you or if you want to receive it in the mail. Okay, so
Yes.
then the next step after the EIN number is your articles of incorporation. Every nonprofit has to have an article of incorporation because that's where you get the INC behind the name of your business.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
Okay, so once you do that, if you live in Georgia, and Georgia always is greedy for money, you will have to do a notice of incorporation. Every county in Georgia, if you open up a nonprofit, you have to have it published. Okay, you have to have it published and it has to be in the newspaper. And it costs $40 for you to publish it.
Mm.
Okay, so that is where we at. So at this time, the publishing fee is $40 for you to publish it in the newspaper.
Okay. Thank you for the recap.
Okay, very good. Next. So now, once you've done all of those steps, I usually talk to everyone about the things that the IRS require. So they require you to do the bylaws, and the bylaws are considered like the rule book of nonprofit organizations. So what you do, and normally what I do is that I send them a copy of what the bylaws look like, and they can follow along and see how I've done mine so that they can follow along to make sure that it's done the correct way. So you may write whatever rules you want to write. There's some rules I just like to tell people about, like no fraternizing with your clients, especially board members. No, you have to set some rules, some regulations about how you want your nonprofit to run.
Maybe we can use ourselves as an example, right? Why don't we say, like, as an example, what I don't know, Annette, if you recall, what did we do? Because now we're officially a nonprofit, right? What were some of the rules that we told them? Like, I know you, I remember you telling us, you help us through this process. And I remember you telling us that we have to be very careful with who we pick to be on our board. And I think the fraternizing, you know, that was important. But I'm trying to think of something specific to Sestra now that we have as our bylaws. And as you recall,
well, it's just like there's a, depending on where you are, there's a minimum number of board members, and
correct.
So the bylaws includes the different job descriptions of the different board members. It talks about, you know, voting. It talks about it basically shows you how to run the organization. Like it's
in the
like
meetings
said, like
we have to have.
Yeah, the meetings, right.
Yeah, and you also have to, in terms of the board member, majority of the states require 3 to 5 as the minimum, up to whatever you want to have if you want to have a big board. But the 3 to 5 is your executive board members. They are the ones who are going to be over your organization. In other words, they're going to be your boss. That's how it works. So like Annette and Stephanie will not be able to be on the board. They're going to have to choose people to be on the board, and then they have a meeting, and you can make it once a month or every other month. Is really up to what you all decide to do. And the board members, which I'll take you to the next slide.
And we're doing that. We've been having meetings once a month with our current board members who we've selected, and they're active, and they're all our sestras, and some of them you may even know, right? We have Marjorie, we have Angela Harris, we have Allison.
Karen is in Israel.
Karen is in Israel. So we have our board, and they're all expert in various areas. Like one is a grant writer, another is
one does accounting.
Yes, accounting and mental. Allison is a jack of all trades, and she's a mental a therapist. So all of these things we need to run a nonprofit organization and do all the things that we plan on doing. But go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt, Laurie, but Laurie has been so helpful in getting us to this point. It was not easy. So we highly recommend you utilize her services if you want to, if you're also endeavoring to start a nonprofit.
So the board members need to be like a chairperson, co-chair, treasurer, and secretary. Those are the 4 major positions of the executive board. And then after you want to add other people, I always advise organizations that they should have like a attorney, an accountant, someone who specializes in the type of business or organization that you want to run, whether it is a foundation, whether it is has to do with children. They need to at least have some kind of know and understand what your board and what your organization should be. And also I always tell them too, with that, the board members need to turn in a resume. They need to also do a confidentiality form, and they need to do a form that they will not be able to share anything that they learn on the board within 5 years. Once 5 years hit, but they can make it whatever number of years they want. But I always suggest 5 years, that they will not be able, if they leave the board, they will not be able to open up an organization like Session now,
Mhm.
period. Because that's a conflict of interest. Okay,
Yes. Mhm.
all right. So after that, then.
We have a question on this topic. Does Carol's asking, does the board need to be vetted?
I would say yes. I would say yes. This is how I let everyone know that if you have someone who you feel that would do it, I would have an invitation and have a meeting with everyone who I invite to be on my board and have a conversation with them and let them know what your desire is in reference to your nonprofit, what things that you want them to be able to do. So for me, for my nonprofit, I did a meet and greet, which I invited the board members. First, I had a conversation with God about who I needed to be on my board. And then once I got the okay and the names of the individuals, I sent them all a letter inviting them to my meet and greet. And we had a conversation. And after the conversation, they sent me their resume. They, agreed upon what my nonprofit was, because my nonprofit has to do with children who age out of foster care. So that's an area that I work with. So majority of my board members, they were a social worker, they work with children. So we all was on the same line and same place, that we had concern about the children in the foster care system. So that's what I did. Every board can do something different, but I definitely, I would vet them. And you can have them fingerprinted, you can have them do drug screens, you can have them do those things in terms of the vetting process. Any other questions?
Yeah, so everyone can be assured that the members of Sessional's nonprofit board are they're members of Sessional, and they're lifelong, friends, or that Annette and I know, have worked with, that we know exactly who they are and what they do, because we selected them especially based on their experience to be able to help us with our mission for our nonprofit. So you can be
Yes.
assured they are all properly vetted. We know exactly who they are, and we're just continuing our work relationship with them via
Yeah.
this nonprofit.
So the next piece of it, the IRS requires a narrative description of your organization. They want you to describe the past, present, and future activities you're going to provide for your clients and the things that you want to do with the organization. So you're going to start out in the beginning, you're going to talk about Session Now Foundation. You're going to say where you're going to start from. How did you start? And think about that process. Then you're going to talk about what programs you're going to offer to the clients that you're going to have in your organization in terms of their programs. And after that, you're going to talk about what things that you want to put in place so that the clients will be able to get the things they need, and how you're going to lead them to be successful after they finish with your program. Okay. So the next part is going to be what services you're going to provide to the individuals and client and organizations. Describe the services for your nonprofit will provide to individuals for other organizations. You also as well can partner with other community organizations for services that you may not have, but other organizations or communities may have, that you can build that relationship with them to service your clients as well. And the last piece is job titles and descriptions of your employees. So you're going to list all the job titles that will be used to describe the personnel your nonprofit organization compensates. Also include detailed descriptions of each job function, which entails you're going to get the name of, so you're going to do a DV house. So you're going to talk about what programs you can provide for these women and children while they're at your facility. So you're going to talk about they may need some mental health. So you might have an agency in the community that provide mental health services. They may need to do some job searching. You're gonna, or they may need some clothes for interviews and things of those nature. You're gonna have to put inside of your narrative description. Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, I guess I would like to,
Okay.
so
Mhm.
can we stop share so that we can interact?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just wanted to share, because we went through the process.
Mhm.
We went through the process with Laurie, and really, I thought that this was something that we could have done ourselves, and perhaps we could have done it ourselves, but it was just so overwhelming. We're just so grateful for the guidance and the support that that Laurie gave us, because even though we have Laurie, you still have a lot of work to do yourself. And so it was helpful that we had already had some of our vision and mission and a lot of things that we did for the LLC that, that helped us to have a head start. But it's a process. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. And so we've learned a lot in the process, and it also helped us to streamline what we're doing. It helped us to put our
Yes.
structure, to tighten up our structure. So I'm really grateful for that experience. And I just want to say that we vetted Laurie. We're like, we need referrals, we need, and she was highly recommended. And so we look forward to being able to this is opening up doors for us for grants. Like, we've applied to grants, we've applied to different things. Also, we'll be able to collect donations. That's what 501c3 affords you, to be able to do that, and make purchases for the foundation for our services. They're non-taxable. You wouldn't be they're tax-free. You can make tax-free purchases. And so this really has opened a lot of doors for us and help us to move in that direction so that we can better serve our members and just women at large. So thank you so much, Laurie.
You are so
I have a
welcome.
question. On Judelia is asking, is this process the same all over the world?
It is for the United States. Yes. Every country does something different.
Yeah. So I would think it would be different. You have to look up your federal, this is a federal procedure for the United States.
Correct.
And so in any jurisdiction, of course, every country is, they have different politics, and the way that they run their government would be different. So you have to look it up, Judelia, for your particular area in St. Lucia, to see if
but
they do it.
You still can contact me, and I can look it up, and see what the requirements are for the country that you want to do a nonprofit in, and see what their requirements are, because every country requirement is different. Just like every state requirement is different, every country requirement is different, because it's federal, and then they also have countries that is listed differently than it is here in the United States.
There's a message from Carol. Check with your orgs to see. I don't know. Let me see in the chat. Okay.
See if they have matching matching contributions. That's a good tip, right? Because and the way matching contributions work is that you can have a drive or something like that, a fundraiser, and you find an organization or a company that will be willing to match whatever donors match, whatever donors contribute, so that kind of doubles your money or triples, however they set it up. But thank you for that tip.
Okay, yeah. So Laurie, maybe you want to wrap up your presentation. What we want to do is segue into our marketplace in the app, but we want you to finish, your presentation with pointers and end it with how they can contact you, because it's a lot of information too.
It's a lot of information. So one of the things I want to say is that once you get your 501c3 in that state, there's a charity bureau that you have to apply for, so that they can make sure that you will be able to get the things that you need, and they'll have you listed as a 501c3. And then you still can do your fundraising. You can do everything it is that you want to do. So like in New York, it is a charity bureau. And so you just have to fill out the paperwork, send it over to them, and then they will add you. And then there's certain things that some requirements that you may have to do. Okay, so you just have to check out. Every state has a charity board, because they want to make sure that it is legal, and they want to make sure that you're following the rules and the regulations of what you put in your bylaws of what you're going to be doing.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Thank you. I know we interrupted your PowerPoint, but were there some other points you wanted to make before you conclude?
No. I think we covered a lot of things. I mean, we covered a lot of things.
Okay.
I'm just, if you're interested, contact me. You can email me or you can call me. It's fine. And then we can talk about everything else, because usually the consultation is that we have this talk about what you want to do, and about the mission statement, about your vision statement, all of those types of things. And after we have the consultation, I send you an email about everything that we talked about, plus a contract in terms of what my fee is, what the IRS fee is, and what the Secretary of State fee is for the state that you live in.
Yes, we can testify, Annette and I, that she made the process a whole lot easier than it had to be. We were kind of overwhelmed. We did our own research, as Annette and I are both attorneys, as you guys know, in New York. So we could easily, look up all of this. And I had this information for a long time, a whole checklist of you got to do this. But she made the whole process so seamless, and she gave us all the examples and the samples, and we did the work, right? But at least she gives you the checklist and you progress, and it happens. So she's well worth whatever she charges to help you reach your goal, which we're testimony that she did it for us months ago. So I want to thank Laurie.
We have a hand.
Carol.
Okay,
Carol
good evening,
has
everyone. I am so proud of this, to be part of this Sister Now organization. And just the work that you're doing is just so amazing. But I have a question. Since the nonprofit is going to be providing services to women and children, do you have to carry a certain amount of liability insurance?
I would say that's on the list. We just had a meeting. Laurie is also part of our Pride, our leadership group, and she's going to be helping us going forward to establish such now foundation and to open the house, to prepare to open the house, which the we're doing like in April. So we have these next couple of months to make sure that we do everything right. So on the list is insurance. On the list is hiring an attorney that specializes in nonprofits to make sure that our relationship with in partnership with other organizations that are already doing what we do. Like we never did this before, right? So we've already made connections with other organizations that this is what they do. They help women and children, and they're already on standby to partner with us. And so we have to enter contracts with them to formalize our relationship and to make sure that it is legal. And one of the things we definitely need is the proper insurance and also a landlord tenant kind of, attorney as well. In addition to the nonprofit attorney, in addition to the contract attorney, all those things we need to make sure that we are protected. So Carol, we're on it as attorneys. We want to make sure we limit our liability. Absolutely. And then we're also limiting the time that anyone spends with us, because it's a transitional place where you come through no more than 21 days. And we help you to move to the next level. No one is going to stay longer than 30 days. So we have all these things in mind before we actually launch. And that's why it's taking so long, because we want to make sure we have all our ducks in order.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for the question, Carol.
Yes, Carol, thank you. So I want to we have a few more minutes. So I want to transition, segue into a little, we want to share with you guys a little bit about the app.
Yeah, give them a little sneak. Yeah, let's give them a little sneak
peek of the app. And so we've been talking about this for years, right? That we're doing this app. There are going to be several phases to the app, but what we're going to start with is what we do right now is the marketplace. And we've been telling everyone since we started that Session Now is all about marketing and promoting the business products and services of our members. And so we're going to start by taking our static marketplace, which is our website, and putting it on our app, right? So it's a social media app created by women for women. And the first phase is going to be promoting your products, your services to other women within our community, our own community, and the world, right? As well as a safe space to do what we do through our Facebook group, but it's going to be our own, right? So I'm going to start and I'm going to share the screen, but I wanted to share like what happened with Tamika and with Laurie. These things have been happening. You guys have not been privy to each connection that Session Now has made, but this has been happening again and again and again over the last 3 years or so since we started the Facebook group, where we have one woman that connects us to a next woman, to the next woman, and how we're just helping each other. But we're doing it all manually, which is hard. So now we're proud to announce, I'm going to share my screen. We're happy to announce the release in April of what is going to be Session Now's marketplace. I'm going to share, and that just going to start. This is a presentation of our app developers. I'm going to go through it kind of quickly because this is all privilege information until it's released, but you'll see here now, this is a little bit of the design of our app. You'll be able to download it on your phone, and you'll see here the marketplace. This is what the marketplace looks like. This is what our social media page looks like. This is what your profile will look like. This is what the login screen would look like. Here again, you guys can see, this is what the marketplace looks like, where you can shop. You can shop for products. You can shop for the services. You'll be able to download photographs of anything that you want to sell. You'll be able to have a wish list and keep it on your phone, stuff that you want to buy in the future from the members. We'll be able to do our challenges. Like one of the challenges that we've did in the past was the weight loss challenge. We'll be able to create whatever kind of challenge you want and do it via the app in a seamless manner where they're putting together that functionality for us. This is what the login screen looks like. I love our colors. We're sticking with our same turquoise theme throughout. Tiffany blue, pretty much. This is just an example of the different levels and the plans that will be available. It will be a free level, and then those that are for business owners that have a product service that they would like to offer.
Yeah, I just wanted to just to make it clear that these is just placeholders.
Yes.
So there's nothing here that's concrete. It's just placeholders for the design.
And you see the 3 different levels. The first level will be free, the middle level will be paid, and the diamond level will be for those that are like leaders of women's organizations, and they have the higher status where they bring their people to Sestranam. This is what it looks like our social media feed. You'll be able to talk to your sestra. You'll see here it says, what is on your mind today, sestra? You'll be able to do everything like what you do in any social media marketing, but different in that this is created just for you. So it's, this is just a little bit, but we're making it very, very special for you. That's why we ask you to please, if you have the time, to join our focus group so we can receive your feedback. And at the beginning or the development stage, it would be great if you would tell us, no, we don't like this. No, it would be better if we had this functionality or that functionality. So here, this is what your profile will look like. In the profile, you have your picture and it will indicate what level that you're at. What's great about the social media part of it, okay, I'm gonna stop here. What's great about the social media part of it is that we're making it where you can have a verified program, profile, right? Like, unlike what distinguishes us from any other social media app out there, like Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, etc. Not everyone, everyone can join our app, but not everyone, you will have a verified status, right? You will be able to decide who you want to interact with. You can be able to judge them by their profile and their designation on how far you want to go with interacting with them. And it's for women only. The social media part is only women. You won't have any men that are messaging you privately. Hey, beautiful. Hey, gorgeous. Hi. Hello. I don't know if all of you guys get that, somebody that doesn't know you, but they're reaching out to you from who knows in the world.
Deputy, I don't get that. Is it something, should I be worried? I never get that.
Come on, ladies. I know I'm not alone, right? Like all of these private messages from men. Go ahead, Laurie. I see Laurie got something to say.
You are not alone.
Your boo is trying to get you, trying to marry you.
Oh my gosh. Listen,
I guess I am not a snack, as the young people say, if they still say that.
Hey, well, anyway, listen. Moving along. Okay.
Princess says, yes, the messages are awesome. So you
Whether
can go back on Facebook
or not.
So Sestras, you guys can go back on Facebook when you're ready to be attacked by strange men, right? Because they're not going to be able to access the social media. You're only going to be able to talk to your Sestras.
Well,
sorry.
That might be a relief. Definitely a relief.
So my point is, it's a safe social media space for women. So that is what distinguishes us primarily from anywhere else. And that you can promote your business, your product, your service to your sestras. And since it's the app, we can really do this international. We can connect with the sestras that we already have that you guys don't know about, because it's no way to really connect us. Like, I don't think Facebook is really allowing us to connect on the level that we want to connect. Like, everything has to be manual. It has to be like, I'm telling you now, message or email Annette and I, if you're interested in joining the focus group, email us if you're interested in being a part of Session Now's overnight sanctuary. You don't have to do all of that. With our app, we will have, one of the features will be an announcement, like a universal announcement block on the first page whenever you sign on, where you can see everything that's going on. You can look at announcements, you can hear what is about to happen as far as events or accomplishments of your session. So it's going to be very exciting. We'll continue to keep you guys updated as we develop that. Annette, if you want to add anything or any of the
No,
other
I think I'm just thinking that we should just, don't tell them everything, let's keep some things secret, but we're just so excited, and we're working really hard, and we appreciate, especially those of you who have been so faithful and who just keep, you're the backbone, you post and you engage, and it's really important you're keeping our community going. We kind of had to stop to do some back end things. And so that's where we are, but we're glad to be back on the grind and having these connections. We're so grateful for Laurie, who was willing to share her information with us. And so just keep posted. We're moving forward. We're moving forward.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely.
So again, we just want to also thank Laurie for taking the time to put together this presentation and ask that you guys take advantage of her. And this is what we will be doing more of this when our app is out, right? You'll be able to come and find whatever expertise you're looking for, whether it be a lawyer or accountant or whatever it is you're looking to do. The goal is to have these experts and a vendor list where you could just go ahead and select. And as far as being vetted, we will have a soft vet where at least they will be someone that was referred to Session Now, where Session Now could, do what we need to do to make sure that this is safe for you to work with that person. You know what I mean? And so that's the reason for creating this community. And we're looking forward to sharing more with you as the information becomes available.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone. Have a
Thank
good
you,
night.
everyone.
Thank you for
Thank
joining
you
us.
so much.